Our next matchup features Predator going against a truck making its first appearance on Monster Wars, Liquidator. Since driver Mike Wales was old enough to walk, you could find him in the garage working on cars with his grandfather and uncle. Mike's love affair with stock cars and street rods led to a chance meeting at a local car show with Liquidator's owner and original driver, Bob Fisher. When Bob built his new truck, UFO, he gave Mike a shot at fulfilling his dream, to drive Liquidator to new heights.
Back when I was 10 or 12 years old, I knew I wanted to be involved in racing. Big attraction to the truck is just, it's, a big animal to tame. That's why it's a monster truck. This is my mom.
You're driving that thing, aren't you? Nut. You always knew where he was because he was either in the garage or riding one of those bikes up and down the driveway. He had a couple of tricycles when he was little. He never rode them on 3 wheels. He always rode them on 2. He was always going through bicycles.
She's always giving me something new, safety equipment-wise, whether it's a new helmet or neck collar or fireproof gloves or something like that.
Makes it easier for birthday and Christmas.
The first time Mike went and drove the monster truck, I didn't even know he was going to do it. He came home with this grin on his face, happy as could be, and I said, "What's the matter with you?" He said, "Bob let me drive the truck, just like a little kid with a new toy."
The monster trucks really aren't very predictable. I think out of all the racing I've followed over the years, it's the least predictable of any kind of racing. When that monster truck comes down, it's like throwing a football down and knowing what direction it's going to go. You got to have a lot of respect for the truck, or it's going to reach out and bite you. Being thrown around so much when you're, driving it, just holding on's a job.
He bounces him around a lot, and he comes home on Mondays and just about movies sore.
And you've got to land and correct and, get everything straight and do it all as fast as you can to win. I've been involved with street rodding since I was 15, and that's what moved my business into being a street rod business and restoration. This is a 1933 Ford Roadster. It's got a 454 Chevy motor in it, and this thing's just a lot of fun to drive. The thing with a street rod is the update of an old car, but do your own personal taste. You're not making it to an antique. You're making it to whatever you like, and you're making it so you have a car that you can drive down the road with any new car, where it has the luxuries and, the power to run down the road. You got to figure it out on paper before we go out in the shop and do it. You got to make sure that all your geometries are right. Dimensions will fit the vehicle that you're working on, whether it's, a street rod, a street machine, or even designing something for the monster trucks. This car here is a 40 Plymouth Coupe that we've pro-streeted. We've narrowed the back frame rails in to allow for the big tires. We put a 9-inch Ford rear in it, coil-over springs, late model brakes. The whole thing is to get that race car look. This here is a 1959 Mercury. It belonged to a customer of my grandfather's. The gentleman passed away, and now his daughter has me restoring the car. Her father had gotten it for her mother, brand new. She had gotten her license in it. She went to the prom in it. And, it just had a lot of sentimental value to her, so she wanted to fix it up and keep the car.
We're not going to look like twins, are we?
Mike and Bob were like brothers that were separated at birth. They think alike, they dress alike, they do everything together.
You cross your arms, I'll put mine down.
Okay. Bob and I have been friends for probably 15 years. He was involved with street rods before he got into the trucks, and I've been involved with them, and, we met through being in one of the local car clubs. I think we're learning off of each other. We change things on his truck, learn off of that, we can put them over to my truck and vice versa.
He's a good driver. I always tell him, run the truck hard when you have to run it hard. And, Don't break it in half if you don't have to.
He's the one that's got to pay the bills to fix it.
But I do have to fix it.
I get more satisfaction out of going up against him and beating him than I do out of any of the big guys.
The first time Mike beat Bob, he came home all excited, and all he wanted to do was brag about it. It was the biggest thing that had happened in a while.
He swears that I left before the light was green.
I don't think the light changed to green until he was like halfway down the track.
You know, Bob's a real honest racer. He wants to make sure the light's good and green.
Technically, he beat me to the finish line, but he left a lot earlier than I did.
If I see the red light go out, I know the green light's coming on and I'm gone. He don't harass me when he beats me, but I harass him like crazy when I beat him.
So that's why I try not to let it happen too often. It's so hard for us to compete against maybe like the 6 top trucks of the country just because that's their business and that's their only business, and they do it for a living, and they've been doing it very well.
Just to be able to go out and race with guys like Gravedigger and Carolina Crusher and Torres was a big accomplishment for us. We're out there running and finishing up with them and ahead of them. It's just been real great to us to be able to do that.
Mike Wales, the Liquidator, definitely has his work cut out for him here at the Nassau Coliseum as he faces Predator. Alan Pizzo qualified 5th in Predator. Liquidator, a disappointing 10th. But this is monster truck racing, and Alan Pizzo in the Predator shows a little force. Maybe he's trying to intimidate Liquidator, but he may be doing a burnout. They do that in drag racing to heat up the tires. In monster truck racing, they do it to get rid of loose gravel on the track.
Liquidator! You're the only got one life to live. But I've got 9! And I desire to be the best! And you're the only one who stands in my way. So, see you later, Liquidator!
Their stage, Predator, slightly more powerful than Liquidator. On the line, it is Predator. He not only cuts a good line, he has more power, and Predator wins it. Predator takes out Liquidator handily. He defeats him by almost 3/10 of a second on a very short course. The picture tells the story. Approaching the cars, Liquidator's just at the ramp. Predator's already on there. A full half truck length lead for Predator. Predator normally likes to take to the air and show off the undercarriage of that big truck, but he knew the fastest way across was a straight line, and that's exactly what Predator did.
Conquering Liquidator. It's satisfying. But my attack was disappointing. Usually, I leap and bound and win. But this race, I barely got off the ground. In round 2, I will pounce on Monster Patrol, then cause a ruckus with the rookie.